Hello, thanks for being in a new video. This time I have a review of these headphones called Dyson Ontrac. Dyson is a brand that mainly makes vacuum cleaners, dryers, air purifiers, but recently began to venture into the world of headphones. First with a proposal that included air purifier, although it was obviously heavy and looked a bit strange, but it existed. So it is this new generation abandons the idea of incorporating an air purifier, betting 100% for audio experience. The launch price of these headphones in Mexico has been 11,499 pesos. On the screen you see the reference price in dollars just to give you an idea, but remember that the prices here are not the same as there, so they are obviously expensive headphones. Let's evaluate them to tell you how I found the experience. In terms of design, I think we will find its main strength because they are customizable headphones, and usually headphones with this audio quality you will not find that have this level of customization. Notice how easy it would be to simply remove this cap because it is interchangeable. So through the website you will be able to purchase new caps in different colors. So this can become one of its most attractive points. In fact, when you remove the cover, you will also find here some very technological text indicators that give you the geek touch you might be looking for. The two covers can be removed, and not only can you remove the outer covers, but even the pads can be interchanged. The way to remove them is very similar, just twist a little and then remove them. And again, when you remove this cushion, you even have access to take a look inside the headphones. So this specific aspect can become one of its strongest points, I insist, because among competitors of high-end headphones and these kind of little details, you're not going to find one that gives you a similar experience in terms of customization. And in fact, you will also be able to choose the color of the headband, although it is not interchangeable, but from the moment you buy your headphones, you will be able to choose the color of the headband. You need to have in mind what color you want as a base for the headband so that later you can choose some other colors for the back covers and for the inner pads. Obviously, when you buy them, you choose the combination you want, and then over time you can play with the color palette to select some others. There are headphones that are actually big. To me, it gives me the feeling that I'm in a radio of the 80s when I'm using these headphones. The headband has a touch of style that is very special, very particular, and that gives them their main attraction. The base colors for the headband and in general are copper. There is also nickel, which is mainly black, which is the one I have here in my hands. And there is also another one called ceramic cinnabar, which is like orange color. And finally another edition called aluminum, which if its main color is aluminum, but the inner part is in yellow color for the pads, although it must be said that for now, the pads and additional customization accessories are not available in Mexico at the time of recording this video. It is expected that they will be available later, but as I say, is its main strength. However, in terms of comfort, I think they are not the most comfortable headphones. In this case, they are made of aluminum. The headband is made of aluminum. The covers are also made of aluminum, although there are also ceramic ones, and the ear cushion is made of microfiber. To the touch, of course, the cushion is very comfortable. In fact, when you put them in your ears, they are also relatively comfortable, but they are heavy headphones, specifically weigh 451 grams. So I would recommend these headphones for casual use, even if you like the fashion theme and that could be part of your outfit and similar things, but not for use in long flights, for example, or when transporting you on long journeys if you can get tired, especially if you use them in long flights. I don't have lenses like me because the fact of having so much weight on top causes the lenses to barely a little more and the experience is not so comfortable. In this case, they are headphones that do not have any kind of water resistance. They do not need it, but if you were thinking of using them in the gym, they are going to be very heavy and cumbersome to begin with, and to continue they could get damaged if water gets on them. It must be said that in this case they do have a playback sensor. So when you place the headphones, the playback will resume, and when you remove them, it will automatically pause. Although you can activate or deactivate this as you like through the application that we will be talking about little by little. As you can see, the headphones have this adjustable headband for different heights and head sizes. In general, I think the range is relatively good. I have it well in a medium setting. Also, the headphones can get to rotate in this position. But here comes another one of those data, a little uncomfortable, because you see, when you have the headphones in place, if you suddenly decide to remove them because someone is talking to you or because something is happening, these headphones are too big that they get in the way unless you have a fairly long neck. But believe me, it becomes very uncomfortable. And in this case, you would say, well, I fold them so they lie on top of me. But no, because they fold towards the other side. And anyway, when you do this, you feel almost like it is choking you, so they are not headphones for a use of this style. I see them more for a very specific use at some point when you want to use headphones that look very attractive. But I think it does have these kind of things to improve because the experience is not so comfortable in every day. Use consider also that it does have a pad on the top, but that the ones that look like pads on the sides in reality they are completely rigid and not so comfortable, so all this in combination gives you a feeling that is not so comfortable in real life. If you use the headphones for a short time, you will not get tired, but in prolonged sessions or on long trips you will get tired. Let's talk about the controls. First, let me show you what's available, because notice that on the right ear cup we're going to find several microphones placed all around, but that's simply for noise cancellation functionalities. However, they do not have any interaction. And here on the right earphone we will find a joystick, something that is attractive, and I think it is a positive point. In a moment I will tell you what you can do with it, but let me tell you first that on the left earphone we will find more microphones in addition to the USB-C port that will serve to charge the headphones, an indicator LED, and finally the power button, then through the physical button. That's this power button. You're going to do just that. Turn the headphones on or off. There's no more. It doesn't have 2 taps, 3 taps or anything like that. It's a simple tap and that's it. The rest of the controls will be on the joystick. When you press this joystick, you can play or pause the content. When you slide up or down the joystick, you are going to be able to control the volume, including also a long action to go up more easily, instead of having to keep tapping and 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 tapping. I think it's even more curious that when you press and swipe left or right, you can have playback control to go to the next song or the previous song. So far, I think the controls are pretty good. You should know that the joystick is placed in a pretty natural position where your thumb usually rests, so it's pretty easy to find this direction. The experience I did like quite a bit. It is very well thought out, and with respect to noise cancellation, you will notice that you can. The sound can be turned on or off if you give 2 taps on any of the headphones, plus they emit a pretty good sound to let you know that it was unlocked, or noise cancellation was activated. And if you have it connected to an iPhone, you can simply hold down the joystick and this way you will call Siri to ask her anything. Interestingly, if you have these headphones connected to an iPhone, then the custom equalizer will show up. But I find it even more curious that for some strange reason, when I connected it to an iPhone, the sound seemed better without the need to access the equalizer. But on the iPhone, you do have the equalizer available. I insist, when I tested them with the iPhone, the sound seemed very good to me without the need to modify anything at all. Let's talk about the sound, which I think is one of the most attractive points, especially in headphones of this price. Personally, I have to say that I didn't like the equalization that much, although you know that's a matter of personal taste. The headphones do have very good capabilities to project low frequencies without overshadowing the rest of the frequencies. The high frequencies are also perceived defined. The problem I have is especially in the mid frequencies that for my taste are too high. And here, the curious thing is that through the application, if you have access to an equalizer, but only gives you 3 presets, and in theory it should give you access to a custom equalizer, but it doesn't appear anywhere. It only appears in the guide or tutorial area where it explains how to use it, but you can't use it. I hope that will be corrected through an update. I think it will be corrected, so once it lets us access a custom equalizer, I think you could modify the sound more to your liking. It must be said that if they have a good response, then I used Samsung's native equalizer, and that way I achieved a much more pleasant sound for my taste. The drivers that have these headphones have a response from 6 Hz to 21 kHz. Remember that generally the frequencies that bring the headphones are from 20 Hz to 20 kHz, so here it has a slightly broader spectrum, which will also allow to give more strength to the frequencies that we reach to listen to both. However, I think that in the price range, it would have been very important to incorporate high resolution codecs, because in this case, it only supports the SPC codec, which is the most basic, and also the AAC codec that already gives us a good quality, but does not compare to the quality you could have with codecs like LDAC or LHDC. So if you wanted a high resolution audio, or as they say in some places, without loss, we will not find it. That kind of sound here, and at this price, I think we could demand it with respect to noise cancellation. It reaches 40 decibels, and in this case, I must say that the first time I tried them, I had a feeling that the noise cancellation was not so advanced. But then I realized that actually, if you use glasses, you probably will not get a good seal in this part, so you will perceive that the noise cancellation is not very good unless you exert a little more pressure, and in this case, the noise cancellation is not very good. I think that the noise cancellation is not going to be as attractive, but then I tried them without glasses, and the noise cancellation is really very good. Obviously, if you are not listening to music, you will continue to perceive a certain level of external noise, but here the interesting thing is when you start listening to music in the middle of all that noise, practically the noise will go completely unnoticed and you will be able to hear everything that is going on around you. I would also like to have a similar experience to that of the high-end Sony headphones, where, for example, when you have them, you can hear everything that is going on around you, and the result is very good. I think that would be a very important addition to these headphones, considering that when you put them on your neck, they are quite uncomfortable. So hopefully they will consider this kind of detail for the next generation as. Now let's talk about the microphone experience. In this case, it has 8 microphones in total for noise cancellation. So as you realize, the microphones have a very specific focus. On the other hand, there's only one microphone for calls, so we're going to test it. But we don't expect it to be anything that advanced, although from the shape of the headset, you'd expect the voice pickup to be good. You're listening to the audio picked up with the microphones of these headphones, and I'm in an environment that is not so quiet, you hear people. I'm working with some tools in the distance, and right now there's a motorcycle starting up nearby, so what do you think? I think the microphones have pretty aggressive noise cancellation, so therefore calls only. Let's talk about the battery now. In this case, through the app you can always see the current battery status, and oddly enough we're going to get 55 hours of battery according to the manufacturer, which seems like overkill to me. I would prefer to put in a smaller battery and have the headphones have a lighter weight. I think with 24 hours of battery life I would be more than satisfied. But if you're one of those users looking for maximum battery life, I think you can find something positive here. In addition, they have fast charging, so with 10 minutes of charging, they can give you up to 2.5 hours of playback, according to official figures from the brand. And with 30 minutes of charging, they could give you about 9 hours of playback. So the experience, specifically talking about the battery, if it's very positive. Finally, let's talk about the connectivity or the connection that they can reach. In this case, they do not integrate Google Fast Pair. So they do not have a very fast pairing with Android devices. Nor do they have Microsoft Swift Pair for a fast connection with Windows, so the connection is standard. You must go to the list of Bluetooth devices and link manually. They come with Bluetooth 5.0. Perhaps also in this aspect we could ask for something a little more recent to have greater stability. And in this case they also do not have the ability to be connected to 2 devices at the same time, as we see in some other headphones. Finally, let's listen to a small latency test. Evidently, neither are specialized low latency headphones focused on gaming, so you will realize it still has several points to improve, considering that they are headphones that want to position themselves in a high-end environment. However, by the design proposal, I think we found something with a lot of identity and originality, which is very much appreciated by the Dyson brand. Hopefully in the next generation, they can still be perfecting these headphones, as we could consider that this is the first generation of headphones, because as I said, the last generation actually focused more on giving you the air filter. So let's give it a chance to improve in the second generation of these Dyson Ontrac. For the moment, we have reached the end of this video. If you liked it, you know you can indicate it, and we'll see you next time.